I decided to purchase my very first self-help book. It was Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, and I'll never forget the impact that that book left on me and all the valuable lessons that I learned from it. It was the catalyst for my personal development journey, and it was a big inspiration towards starting this channel, actually. Since then, I've been on a quest that involves me developing more and more discipline, getting smarter, and getting more stuff done in a quicker amount of time. I read every self-help book I could buy in the top 5 books that changed my life videos from every popular personal development channel and made it my mission to get slightly better with each day that passes by. Through this, I've developed an obsession towards improving myself and becoming more disciplined, and to be honest, this is not healthy. Well, sort of. You might get the wrong idea from the title of this video. I don't think discipline itself is inherently bad. It's one of the best things you can develop to do more with your life, to get more out of life, and to improve the quality of your life. But when it takes a turn for the worse is when you kind of let it control your life. I think there's a peaking point in which discipline does more harm than good. Once you start to apply more discipline into your life, you'll see a nice curve going up, and it'll improve the quality of your life and the things you can get done. But if you start to go past this peak, then discipline is going to start taking over your life. You're going to start obsessing over it. It's going to become an addiction, and then that leads to negative mental health consequences. Because if your whole life revolves around constantly trying to be better, then you'll never actually feel like you're good enough. Like this morning, I've been trying to make this video all damn day, to be honest. I woke up a little bit later than usual. I pretty much sat on the couch for hours on end. It is Christmas Eve, but because this one day, just one day, I wasn't doing as much as I usually do, I started to feel awful about myself because I wasn't being as disciplined. And that's what I mean. It's become an obsession for me, and it becomes an obsession for people wanting to improve themselves so much to the point where it's detrimental. And you know, I say the words improve yourself a lot on this channel, but what does it really mean to improve yourself? One of my favorite philosophers who I talk about in more videos than I should, to be honest. I just love the guy, Alan Watts. He says that you can't actually improve yourself, and this is something that I don't apply, and yet I follow him very regularly and I follow his practices.
The person who's going to do the improving is the one who needs to be improved. And there immediately we have a vicious circle. We're always finding a way to be one up. You see, the reason you want to be better is the reason why you aren't.
I want you to think about what he said there for a second. The reason why you want to be better is the reason that you aren't. If the goal is always to be more disciplined, to work more hours, to hustle as much as you possibly can, then you're constantly wanting more. You never feel like you're enough. And that's why the self-improvement space on YouTube and other platforms can actually do more harm than good sometimes, because a lot of these self-help gurus are telling people to hustle as hard as they possibly can, stay up till 4 a.m., the grind, only focus on your work, on your business for hours on end. And yet, what is really healthy about that? Because you're probably gonna be making more money. Is that what you really care about? Getting more out of in life instead of fulfillment, instead of happiness? I don't think that working your ass off all day is the healthiest way to approach life. It's actually healthier to not be as disciplined sometimes. I try to talk about this a lot, but I think there needs to be a good balance between working hard and working to get the things that you want and just enjoying life in the present moment as it is. You will be naturally drawn towards those things that are meant for you and that will improve your quality of life, no matter how hard you try to make those things happen. I think that there are natural ways of improving yourself that don't involve you grinding. Because when we talk about the word grinding, it's kind of like you're forcing something together. And I don't think that that is necessary to achieve success in your life, whatever that means for you. And that's why I've shifted from not trying to force my self-improvement now. The reason that I do the things I do on a daily basis is because I genuinely enjoy working on myself the amount that I do, and it doesn't feel unnatural to me. That's why I do it. I'm not trying to say that trying to be better is a bad thing, but it is something that is really easy to develop an addiction towards, just like I did did, and the things that you hear online and the things that people tell you, they will tell you to do unhealthy things that might not be the best for you, or maybe they will be. That's what you need to understand, is that not everything that I'm going to tell you or everyone else is going to tell you in the self-help space will always work for you. And I want to say this because I noticed recently, actually my friends told me this, and I started to notice that I was kind of imposing what I believe my friends should do with their life and how they should govern their lives. A couple of my friends are also YouTubers that I live with, and they have completely different schedules from me. One of them wakes up at like 2 p.m., the other one at like 4 p.m., and yet they still enjoy their lives. They still run successful YouTube channels and get work done. And I'm thinking to myself, how could they possibly like themselves in their life based on that type of schedule and like the other habits they have, not eating healthy sometimes? And yet I just needed to take a step back and like, that is their life. That has nothing to do with me, and they're not asking for my opinion on that. And that's when self-improvement starts to become incredibly toxic, because like I said, to be frank, nobody really knows what's good for you.
Like, how do I know that cold showers are gonna be good for you?
Or what's best for you, I guess. I'm simply just sharing my experience, sharing what's worked for me and a lot of other people to live more happy and fulfilling lives. But is this type of mindset in life gonna work for everyone? Probably not. If you want to be the type of person that I am specifically, then yeah, you got to do some of the things that I do and have made as habits. But people can still succeed by not, waking up at 4 a.m. to lift weights and just grinding for like 10 hours a day. Like, you can still be successful without those things and without obsessing over discipline. The truth is, none of these self-help guys and girls have it all figured out like you think they do. Even me, I don't have it all figured out. We're all just kind of trying to figure it out as we go, share our experiences. No one really knows what the fuck's going on. And so you just need to figure out what works best for you and just be yourself. Don't try to be this perfect person that you see on the internet, because they're probably not really like that in real life. I'm sure they apply those things, but yeah, I'm also guilty of this too. Like, I am not the perfect person. I have a ton of flaws. I still do a bunch of unproductive things throughout my day. It doesn't have to be that serious. At least not all the time. Just do what makes you happy and gives you long-term fulfillment. All I've been doing recently is making YouTube videos. Actually, every other day I want to put out a video just to see that I can do it and see how much money that I'm gonna make off of AdSense revenue by doing it every other day. And guess what? I'm making pretty much the same exact amount of money that I was making when I was making videos twice a week. So I'm probably gonna stick to that, but I think that's just the universe's way of showing me that, dude, you don't need to try to force things and push yourself to be better and better all the time. Like, 2 videos a week is good enough, and it's what works for you, and that's what matters in the end. So yeah, apply the knowledge that I share on this channel. I'm still gonna be a self-help channel because I love teaching people how to better their lives, but just let yourself be sometimes. Don't let this self-help toxic hustle culture take over your life, because sometimes the best thing that you can do to improve yourself is doing nothing at all.